Walter had called home one time, and Belinda was in the hospital at ICU after her aneurysm, and my mom was like, "Don't nobody tell Walter what's going on." This is why the nonprofit twin was developed, because we were seeing in real time the connection that God would give two people that were born together like that. So Walter called and said, "Hey, where Belinda at?" We was like, he said, "What's wrong? Where Belinda at?" I was like, "Walter, Belinda's in ICU." He said, "I know something wrong. That's why I'm calling." That I just could not.
It was amazing.
I couldn't, like people saying the type of power, God's power.
Right.
I was like, it's no way. It's no way. And when I say Belinda turned around from that aneurysm immediately,
good.
It was unheard of.
Okay.
They were telling us she's gonna be this, she's gonna be that. The fact that God allowed me to see that connection, and when I was working at Christ, I think it was like I was 10 years in Chrysler. God had given me that. I had wrote it in a notebook that I was gonna, it was gonna be called Twin. Together we improve necessary needs, like whatever's necessary. We ended up doing that, and my mama ended up serving it. Belinda ended up serving it. Our whole family. Mm-hmm. Belinda was here for it,
right? And
she was honored for it, and because my mom used to go to Larry Rice and feed the homeless and stuff like that. So she was always to serve, you know what I'm saying, in her own way. It could be 4th of July. She'd just open up the trunk and let all the kids. And so that's how they were as women. They raised me, you know what I'm saying? So that loss was, it shook me almost like a parent, but a sibling and a best friend.
Yeah.
Because that's what we did. We ended up having this connection, and she said that she could hear me. The whole time I would tell her, "I love you, I 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 love you," while I'm touching her, while I'm wiping her up, while I'm oiling her feet. I love you all day long, until my spirit held it, and her spirit knew it too. So it'd be times where everybody would be in the room and she'll say, "Girl, come on, I've been waiting on you." They'd be like, "We've been here all this time." I want her to do it. Because I was doing it in love, and that was our thing. It was something that she gave me for me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Do you remember where you were when you got that phone call that she didn't make it?
I was there with her every day. There.
Okay.
We all was there. Okay, so when this is how I know God is real, true and true. I had ended up, they had her like over in St. Charles across the bridge. Okay. My truck ended up breaking down. So my son ended up giving me his car. He was like 19, 20. He ended up giving me his car and buying another car. Because I wasn't working. I was going to serve my sister. Mm-hmm. And I stood in the middle of my room and I said, "I'm serving my sister." Nobody knew I said that. So I made good on that. But my son made sure, and my daughters made sure that I could be there. They would call me, "It's 5 o'clock in the morning, you up?" Everybody would call me, ask me, "Am I up?" And I'd go and do that. Okay. And when my car broke down, Chris gave me a call. That I think about 2 days later, I got stopped by the police. And they kept stopping me. Next thing you know, Belinda was on Grand, right around the corner from my house. See, when God give you a job to do, He gonna make sure you can complete it and do it. I walked up the street, went on the bus, went on the bus 5 minutes. I was at the hospital at St. Louis University. Okay. And Belinda, that's where she passed away there with everybody in the room. Okay. Everybody was there. All of us was there. Okay.
Yeah. So she wasn't by herself then?
Nah.
That's good.
Nah. They actually turned down the medication, and she was able to see everybody in the room.
And Belinda's funeral was really nice. It was, I mean, I was sad, of course, and I felt really sick at her funeral. Yeah. But it was a nice funeral. Yeah. And Aunt Bobby's funeral, and I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but Aunt Bobby's funeral was sad. And it was really sad. My daddy made it sad when he went up there and crying, and my daddy was crying so hard because he said it didn't even hit him until
he got there.
No, and like he said, it didn't even hit him until like the other night when he was just up, just chilling, and he was like, hey, you know. And I could remember at Bobby's funeral, and then I think that's why me and Chris have such a good connection, because me and Chris held hands the whole time of Aunt Bobby's funeral.
That's crazy, because I don't even know where my baby was.
Mm-hmm.
You had him. So
yeah.
Good to know.
You got
I didn't know where my baby was.
You got a good connection with Aunt Bobby too.
Because
I don't know if you remember or not, but when Aunt Bobby lived over on Montgomery, which ain't that far from here.
Right.
She lived over, and the house ain't even up there. They tore it down. But she lived over on Montgomery. And I lived.
She had all the kids on
Montgomery. I lived on James Cool Papa Bell. So what I would do is I would walk Kira down there because Ann would be there. And so this was before Kira. Kira was she was about to turn 1, but she was not walking yet. And I took her down there with Aunt Bobby, with your mama, and Ann.
Right.
Girl, my baby was not walking. She spent her first birthday with Aunt Bobby and Ann. I come to pick my baby up. She was walking. They got her to walk.
Yeah.
So I'll never forget that. And again, Aunt Bobby was always real good to me too.
She was.
She never.
Aunt Bobby.
That's crazy. Like doing this whole interview, podcast, whatever. You kind of have to mention Barb.
Yeah.
Because she was the one that poured into Belinda, poured into me, poured into Kitty, and poured into you, and poured into you.
Yeah.
Because we had the opportunity to see the essence of somebody that just had pure love. Pure love. Always had money. And would like
she showed me.
And everybody be like, and it wasn't until she left, like people like, your mama paid $700, your mama did $300, I'm like, what? She told me not to tell nobody, and all those stories were coming out. But I just remember that I don't even think Walter was even like that. My mama would fill that trunk up for 4th of July and open it, and you could only take what you can carry. And it wasn't just her children. It would be at Ilse kids, people in the neighborhood. You can get something, baby, go ahead. You know, because that's who she was.
That's what she did.
And that's who Belinda was. It was just
and she was the only
junior boy
who never said my name right.
Kiri.
She used to be like Kiri.
I be calling her Kiri sometimes.
Like I do miss both of them though.
Yeah. So that's why when you say nay, it don't bother me.
Yeah. Well, so I call myself just trying to keep it on not necessarily a professional level, but I didn't want to be saying your nickname all the time.
Honestly, if somebody say Renee, I know they probably work with me. They say Nay, you know me.
Yeah.
What? I ain't even doing nothing. I ain't doing nothing. But yeah.
I'm glad that we were able to talk about this because there's gonna be some other people I want to talk to.
Okay.
So just a quick I guess recap. I want to say this too. This is just for everybody. So I was married to Nene's cousin. Me and him have 2 children together. And that's how I was so included into the family because of my ex-husband and our children. There's going to be more interviews like this with not just family, but also with friends and different people who I know have lost a sibling. I'm so glad that I was able to have this conversation, even though we had a few hiccups. Yeah. Somebody called like 3 times, y'all. But I'm glad we had this conversation, and I'm glad I was able to get that insight on what the siblings feel when they lose a sibling. There's going to be more topics to come. more episodes to come, more conversations, because there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about with different people, get different perspectives, different views, and yeah. So, and I think this next, the next one that I put up is probably going to be about. I'm probably going to interview my daughter this time. She's going to be on camera. The last time she said she didn't want to be on camera.
I ain't gonna be on camera, but
one of the topics that I want to discuss is children who were whose parents were addicts, and I'm gonna dive into that conversation with my daughter, because that's something that we need to discuss. Just a quick preface: I'm not an addict, never have been. Her father was, and that was something that we all kind of struggled with, even though he was the one with the addiction. It hurt all of us. And I want to get my daughter's true feelings and true point of view on that subject. And not only will my daughter be interviewed, I'm going to interview different people about, or you know what, let me quit saying interview. We're going to have a conversation about it. Let me quit saying interview. We're going to have a conversation about it. So this next conversation that I post is going to be with me and my daughter talking about her being a child of an addict and how that was. Again, we're going to dive deep. It's going to be some questions that, we're going to ask, some things that we're going to talk about. That's going to be, like I said, we diving deep. We're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to find out some things and we're going to discover some things. So I appreciate
First episode
coming. This is my first episode.
I hope I did okay.
Yeah, you did excellent. I appreciate you coming. And again, so y'all, per usual, I am Candace Bailey, aka KB, aka Kira and Mama, your favorite cupcake plug, your favorite cupcake dealer. Y'all have a good one.